All right. So, got some prepared remarks for you this time. Hey, so we're really pleased that you're back here with us again, and really excited to hear your remarks. So for those that don't know, a few years ago when the governor joined us, I think you had a pretty unique and interesting introduction, probably the best you've ever had. One that you wouldn't forget, right? So I've seen you several times since then. We did a cybersecurity roundtable about startups in Virginia a few other times. And as I was walking into RSA this year, walking up to the Moscone Center, who do I see getting out of his vehicle? None other than the governor. And as I walked over, I didn't get body checked to the ground. Thank you, guys. I appreciate that. But I saw you. We chatted a bit. You very quickly reminded me that you were the only governor that went to RSA, so we got to give you credit for that. Appreciate that. And so then I asked you, would you come back to RVAsec so I could get another opportunity to introduce you? And so with that, we're going to rock this introduction this year, okay? And we're going to do that very concise. So please help me welcome Terry McAuliffe, the 72nd Governor of Virginia, to the stage. Thank you very much.
All right, Jake, thank you. Let's give him a great round of applause. How many of you were not here last year? Well, what he's alluding to when he introduced me, he said that this governor has had great sex in the governor's mansion. What he meant to say was great success in the governor's mansion, and somehow his mind was elsewhere. It was a very unique introduction, one that I had never had before. Went home and told the First Lady of Virginia all about my introduction. But Jake, it's great to be back with you, and I thank you all for being here for this conference. I think, as you all know, there's nothing I talk about more than job creation and cybersecurity, how they go hand in hand. Since I saw you last year, I'm now the chairman of the National Governors Association, and my whole effort, Meet the Threat, States Meet the Threat, is I have brought cybersecurity to the nation's governors, to the National Governors Association, and we are now calling for all 50 states in America to be up on the latest protocols and what they need to do on cybersecurity. It is a big issue. Here in Virginia last year, 76 million attacks against Virginia, against our system. We were able to stop them. We've worked hard. But the point I've tried to make to the other governors, we in Virginia can do a great job, and we clearly are one of the top states in America. Michigan's in good shape. California's done some great work. But if you take some smaller state out west, hypothetically, and let's just say we have the same healthcare provider, Anthem, let's say. I don't have to tell you, if they're out there with Anthem and we here in Virginia with Anthem and we are doing a great job, but there's been no protections out there, they'll get to the Virginia system out through an Anthem or any other type of provider. And that's why I'm very proud that we've gotten all 55, the 50 states and 5 territories that make up the Governors Association, have all signed on to the basic protocols. We'll meet June 14th. 48 states will be in Leesburg, Virginia. Everybody will be back for the final report card. At the February meeting, this has never happened in NGA history, we gave every governor there a sealed envelope. And we, through our NGA cybersecurity team, we had gone through every state of where they stood. And it was a long report card with about 15 different top priorities. And you had a green, a yellow, or a red. And if you had a lot of reds, that was trouble, and caution with yellow. And every governor got that. No, as chairman, I didn't get to see what any other state had. And every state was given that to awaken them to say, you've got to get in this game. This is so critical for you. And it's worked. We've now got all the governors. Everybody is in because we understand really what has happened with cybersecurity. I don't have to tell anybody in this room. Russia has taken it to a new level. Russia has tried to really affect the democracy of the United States of America by getting involved in our elections and hacking the DNC and Hillary's emails and all that stuff that we read about. But, you know, it's not a far cry from what they're doing there to shutting down our electrical grid system. We know they've already tried to shut down our 9/11 emergency call system. That we already know. We already know that some foreign actors have invaded Utah and South Carolina and have gotten their data. And the reason I'm so concerned is we, at the state level, have more data collectively than the federal government. All the tax returns we have, we administer the Medicare program in our states, all the state taxes that are paid, you know, we have all that data. And whereas the federal government has done a good job of beginning to protect all their assets to Homeland Security, FBI, and all those agencies, at the federal level, after the OPM breach that they had, where they have not done a good job, is providing money to the states to get us to do what we need to do. But so the actors, the hackers have figured out, well, forget the foreign government for now, or federal government, let's go after the states. Much more data, much easier to get in. So that is the effort that I've actually led, and we've had tremendous success since I've seen you last. Virginia today has more cybersecurity companies than any state in the United States of America, 658 cybersecurity companies here. I've made announcement after announcement. I have traveled the globe to bring cyber companies back. I'll be leaving next week on my 28th trade mission. I am the most traveled governor in the United States of America. Why do you travel so much? Simple. 90% of the world's customers live outside the borders of the United States of America. So I was just in Mexico 2 weeks, announced a major lumber deal. We're going to be selling some poultry. I told the Mexican president and all the governors and the cabinet, we in Virginia are here to build bridges of economic opportunity. We don't build walls in Virginia. And the president got a great standing ovation there in Mexico, but I mean, that's how I feel. We got to open ourselves up. We got to do business. We can't be putting up walls. So on cybersecurity, we've taken it to the next level. In order to do that, it's also big economics. Right now, as you know, I have 36,000 cyber jobs open right now, today in Virginia. Starting pay, $88,000. I am maniacal about this topic. I talk to every superintendent in the Commonwealth of Virginia school system. I talk to every university president. 36,000 cyber jobs open today. 49,000 technician jobs. That's why I put in, since I've seen you last, $1 billion into education to redesign our K through 12. They don't work. They don't work anywhere in America. High schools were built for the Industrial Revolution. Buildings with classroom with seats, and you get for seat time. Worthless. We had too many tests here in Virginia. These SOLs, every other day you were taking an SOL. I got rid of 5 of those SOLs. We're changing the curriculums. Cyber will now be a core curriculum course in our high schools. And beginning this fall, which is exciting, in most of all of our jurisdictions, cybersecurity will begin to be introduced at kindergarten through 5th grade. So K through 5, we're rolling out in Loudoun, Prince William, Fairfax. You're going to start knowing about this. Why wait till you're a senior in high school and say, oh, we got all these jobs open? Way too late. We have cyber camps, 39 cyber camps that the state paid for. Last summer, sold out within a week. Now, unfortunately, I've had a good working relationship with the General Assembly on many issues, economic development, things like that, but they took all the money out for cyber camp, dumbest thing I've ever heard, but I'm going to get it. Don't worry, folks. I got a way to weasel, but get it back in there, so we'll get that taken care of. But goodness gracious, we got to get kids early on so 7th, 8th, 9th graders can come to our summer 9 weeks of summer camp just talking about cyber. We now, if you'll work for the state for 2 years in cyber, I'll pay for your education to get that. The state will pay 100% of that if you'll come give me 2 weeks. We've designated 114 key credentials that we need. If you're willing to go get one of those, I'll pay 2/3 of the cost of that. The state will. This is all new. No other state's doing what we're doing on workforce development, but I have all these cyber jobs. I got to fill them or else, they'll go to another state. So we want to continue to lead the way. Our Mach 37 up at CIT, putting out a bunch of money for cybersecurity companies. We want to do everything that we possibly can to be the cyber capital. I was named last year the Cyber Governor of the Year. I was named the Bio Governor of the Year last year. So this is a lot of great announcements, but that's because we got a great infrastructure underneath me. We've led. We're the first state to do the NIST framework. We're the first one to do an ISAO. We are leading here in Virginia on cyber. And it's important because the next generation of what's actually happening with autonomous vehicles, we also lead the nation. So more cyber companies, more data companies than any state in America. You probably saw the big announcement yesterday, 1,500 new jobs I just announced with Amazon. I just announced that Nestle, the largest consumer product company in the globe, moving out of California, those shark-infested waters, coming to the beautiful shores of Virginia. I told the CEO, we don't have sharks. Go to Virginia Beach today, I'm not lying, you get in your car, you go down there, you take your kids on the beach, a dolphin will come up, they'll pick up your child, they'll give them a ride, they'll drop them back off. I'm not kidding you, this is what happens in Virginia. You go to Maryland, you'll get eaten alive. Who wants to go up there? Forget all that stuff. No, Virginia's the place to be, but I want us to now lead on autonomous vehicles. 2 weeks ago, first state in America, I cut the ribbon on a brand new 3,000-foot runway for drones. The only state to have it. Spectacular, as you probably read in the paper. Guess who was the first governor in American history to go up on a drone? Yours truly, with a laptop. We took that baby off. We went 8 miles out in the ocean. I hit the button, take off, right, left. I hit land. And it turned around and landed right on an X. I mean, truly extraordinary. We've delivered hundreds of burritos to Virginia Tech campus drones. We've delivered pharmaceutical supplies. I was the first governor to be interviewed on national television with a microphone tethered actually from a drone, which is really, I mean, this is where we are going. And with that technology, my goodness gracious, we got to keep cyber hackers out of. You know, you don't want them in an autonomous car and you don't want them in a drone to take control of the guts of that mechanism and take it over and do something. So that's why, as we talk about the evolution of all of these exciting new areas, that you know, we got to be leading, and we are leading today. And it's because of all these brilliant minds here in this room. I'm counting on all of you to take it literally to the next level. The state's doing great. Our unemployment rate in the last 3 years since I became governor has gone from 5.4 to 3.8. I've announced $16 billion of new capital, the most any governor's ever done. I'm proud to say is 13. By the time I leave office, we'll hit 20. Our unemployment claims just hit a 44-year low. Since 1973, which is important, our workforce was half the size back then, double the size today, and yet our unemployment is as low as it's been since 1973. We are making huge progress, and I appreciate it. I've leaned in for those of you who actually helped me get elected. I'm done with my last legislative session. I signed 3,700 bills. As you know, I broke the record. I have more vetoes than any governor in the history of the Commonwealth of Virginia. But I told the Assembly, if you send me a bill that discriminates against women, members of the LGBT community, you hurt our environment, you put more guns on the street, or you will roll back any voting rights, I will veto that bill. And I am proud standing here today, I am 120 and 0. They never overrode one single one of my bills. So you cannot grow unless you're open and welcoming. I've talked to Bezos, I've talked to Tim Cook. I mean, you talk to the folks at Microsoft, all these gigantic companies that want to come to a state that's open and welcoming. Stay out of all of this other stuff. Look what happened in North Carolina with HB2. It cost them billions of dollars. You don't need any of that stuff here in Virginia. Open and welcoming. Treat people with dignity and respect. Give them the tools to be successful. And that's why, you know, you live in the greatest state and the greatest nation on earth. Since I've seen you last, I've just opened my 300th winery here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. How do you like that? We've just moved into 5th place on wine. California, Oregon, Washington, New York, and I don't count New York. They use their grapes for jam. That doesn't count. Honestly, it's ridiculous. I keep telling people, I think wine, you don't count jam. And then Virginia, we've just moved into 5th. We just moved ahead of Texas. And by the time I'm done as governor, they're going to think Napa is an auto parts company. Nobody will be drinking that lighter fluid out there anymore. They'll only be drinking our great Virginia wines. 199th craft brewery I opened the other day. Spectacular. 46 distilleries. So, folks, 8 varieties of oysters. I also designated a new variety of oyster from Tangier Island. It's great being governor. You can do all this great stuff. 8 varieties of oysters. You come to Virginia, you eat our oysters. You drink our wine. Virginia's for lovers. You figure out the rest. I can't do everything for you. I can only set it up, right? I leave that to Jake. After I leave, old Jake will take it to the next level for me. But I want to thank you all. Let's go cyber and appreciate all the great work you're doing for the Commonwealth of Virginia. Thank you very much.